Hi all my friends. I was tagged in a 10-question tag thing that's going around with my fellow YouTuber friends out there. And so I have a friend, C-Dub's Journey, and so she tagged me, and she was tagged by another friend that we both know, Lola, from Lost on Land. So I hope you'll check out their channels and their 10 questions that they had to answer. And then Lola was tagged by someone she knows from Camping with the Kellys. And then they were tagged by some people, okay? So it's just a fun thing that's going around. And I think it's a great way of getting to know all of us. And so that's why I definitely said, yeah, sure, I would love to do this, okay? All right, so we're going to go over some of the questions. And one of them is question number 1, do I prefer to travel alone or in a group? And I have to say that I like to travel with somebody. I don't necessarily like to travel alone, but then I don't like to travel in a big group either. Okay, I get overwhelmed with big groups. I think it's too busy. You have too many people wanting to do different things, travel at different times. Yeah, there's just too much involved. It gets pretty messy when, in my opinion, when you're trying to deal with groups. I know some people do it and they make it work. But to me, it would overwhelm me and exhaust me. And I think a lot of that has to do with my physical disabilities. And then also, I'm a very nocturnal person. And so, yeah, so it definitely would drive a morning person crazy. Yeah, at least one person. I probably could do 2 if they were both nocturnal, but definitely one other nocturnal person is what I prefer. I don't mind meeting up with people when I get somewhere, but as far as getting to that place or traveling on a full-time basis, definitely I like to travel with someone, and that's why it works really well with me and Kent, because Kent is nocturnal from Northwest Hiker, and I am nocturnal, and so we just fit. Okay, question number 2. Most difficult trip or hike I've ever been on. I have to say it was when I was 16 years old. I went to Zion with my sister and her husband, and we did the hike that went to Angel's Landing, or Angel Landing. And so that is like one incredible hike. Now I think you can go almost all the way, but there is a point you can turn around and come back, or there's just last section that takes you what they call the Angel's Landing, right up to the top. But that last section is very narrow, and you have to hang on to chains and cable, and I want to say chains, sorry, and poles that are kind of going up this narrow path, and there's like nothing down on the side of you, and you fall, you're going a long way off that cliff. And so you're supposed to be experienced beyond that point. So it's crazy that I did that as a 16-year-old, but I did. I was very adventurous when I was younger. So that was probably, to this day, one of the most incredible hikes that I have ever done. All right, question number 3. What kind of activities do I do in the winter? Well, right now, I'm chasing 70 degrees. I was trying to think, how do I answer that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm in Arizona and trying to be away from any winter kind of weather. Yeah, so if I could do something and I was in an area with more winter type activities, I would say I would love to do snowshoeing. I never got a chance to do that. It was definitely high on my list of to do things, and I wish I could have done that. I got trail books of areas in Oregon that you could do this, and I even went as far as looking at snowshoes, how much they were going to cost, but it went on that bucket list of things to do, and I never was able to achieve it. Unfortunately, my spinal issues and everything started to happen when I was 47. All right, so the next question, where was the most beautiful place I ever slept? Well, I have to say that that was just recently. One of the things that was very high on my list was a place that I had seen Kent go to, and he shared lots of pictures with me too when we went our different ways last year. And so it was a place that is above Lake Roosevelt in Arizona that he had camped at before and went back to, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that was my dream place, to be able to go to this particular place and boondock and sleep. And we just recently did that, and I haven't released a video on it, so it will be coming soon, so stay tuned for it. But it was definitely this place, a boondocking spot above Lake Roosevelt. The road is very, very rough getting in there. It's very uneven. You definitely want a high-rise vehicle getting into that place. I don't know if I'll ever go back because of that crazy road. All right, question number 5. Have I ever been injured in the outdoors? This is a kind of one I had to think about, and not really because of the outdoors. Like, I never fell off a cliff or anything like that, or, but the one thing that happened, I would say, is part of my body, part because of my body, part because of the outdoors, would be recently when we were at Lake Mead camping, and I was with Kent from Northwest Hiker and some friends, but I was on the beach of the Lake Mead recreation area. It was kind of a sandy beach, and I stepped out of my van and I landed weird and I tweaked my leg, and then nothing happened so much beyond that point till the next day. And then it was really windy, and the wind had blew off my hat, and so what happened is I ended up taking a step with my left foot to go rescue my hat, and before I knew it, down I went to the ground in the most excruciating pain, and it was because of the sciatica. And Kent came running over to me to help me, and of course I'm being a girl, and all I could think about was, oh my gosh, my hat, get my hat, and even though I'm screaming in pain and, I'm still being a girl. So that would probably be a little bit of because the outdoors and also my issue. Okay, so now for question number 6. Do I practice any special survival skills? Well, I guess you could say yes, or I'm going to say yes, because I travel with Ken from Northwest Hiker. So he is bringing my, survival skills. He's bringing his survival skills with me. So I am doing that by traveling with Kent from Northwest Hiker, I guess you could say. I'm trying to think. But seriously, no, I don't. I don't have any special survival skills. I've never been in the, Girl Scouts or anything like that. And all the camping I've ever done before this point has always been in campgrounds. So camping, and there he is right now. Yeah.
We're gonna go for a walk.
I'm saying you're my special survival skills.
You want me to come back or wait?
No. Okay, I'm going to keep that part in there because I've been trying to get this done. And I was like getting bitten up by flies. I didn't know flies could bite. Gosh. So it's been taking me quite a bit of time trying to get this done. So I'm going to just continue to keep this part on unedited and just move on. Yeah, so I mostly camped in campgrounds. I haven't really, done anything to learn any survival skills in nature. But I do know some of the basics, how to protect myself against wildlife, like bears and things like that, because I did do hiking with my friend Faye back in my hometown. So that part I know, but no, I couldn't make fire if I had to make fire from scratch or anything like that. But I do know the basics and keeping yourselves warm and, maybe having hand warmers, always being prepared for the cold. If you're traveling in winter times and you get stranded, you got to be able to keep your body warm, having those kind of things. Okay, the next question is 7, is favorite recipe for cooking outdoors. I don't have a favorite recipe, but I will say that as far as a method of cooking is anything cooked over a fire. I just love that, or a barbecue, just barbecue meat, chicken, just barbecue sauce, just simple right over a fire. Even taking foil and putting foil over your corn cobs, potatoes, you wrap your foil and as your fire cooks down, you put all of that in around your hot coals, as they burn down. Just love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, question number 8. How do I motivate myself in bad or harsh weather? I don't know about that one, because I'm really not into much of a harsh weather, like chasing 70 degrees. I mean, my gosh. But if I am in an area, I guess, we have hit pockets of areas where it's been kind of cold and, but as soon as, if it's rainy and there's a break in the weather, I bundle up and I just go. I'm from the Northwest, so I don't let anything like that stop me. So I think it really helped by me moving to the Northwest. If we waited until weather was better, we wouldn't get out half the year because it's either cold, rainy, or we have really long winters there. So we just learned to bundle up and get raincoats and just go. I guess so I take that mentality with me. Just lots of clothes. Like recently we were at Lake Mead, and the high in the winter was 60 degrees and it was kind of breezy and a little cool, but I just snuggle in a sleeping bag, laid on the beach in my chair and listen to the water. I just love that. And so I just find ways to be warm, burrow in a sleeping bag, to enjoy the outdoors. I've done that to also be outdoors a little longer, sitting by a fire, looking at the stars or something like that, bundled up with clothing. I think it's just, I embrace outdoors, and being outdoors is my motivation. So I think that's it. Or if it's just really awful out, then I like to position my vehicle so I could look out the window and look out at something beautiful. So bringing the beauty into my rig through the windows helps too. And then I just get up and I can't wait to work on something indoors. It's a great opportunity to get caught up on some things that I need to do. There's always something I got to get caught up on, and just being able to peek in and out through my windows, you know, is enough. Good catch-up time, or just vegging, you know, just a nice snuggle time. Okay. 9, where would my dream trip be? If, oh my gosh, if I could, I would love to do that Alaska highway trip, the one where you know, you go through British Canada and up through the Yukon and go to Alaska. Oh my gosh, the Yukon, I would just love that part of it, and even exploring more in that area. I would love to do that trip. So don't know if I'll ever get to do it, but that would be my dream trip. What is the heaviest thing I have ever carried on a hike? Well, you know, I haven't really done a whole lot of hiking with heavy things. I've only done day trips, so just in and out, day trips, water, maybe an extra clothing thing to wear. So that's kind of really it on any kind of like hiking. I've always made sure it was just an easy trip in and out. But the one thing I would have to say the heaviest in any of my journeys was I decided to go to the gorge, which is in Oregon, and I took Buster with me, and Buster was a senior, and you know, because he lived almost 13, so he might have been about 10 at that time or so, 9.5 or 10, and he had already, you know, slowed down a lot, and he was beginning stages of his heart condition, and so he'd get tired easy, and so I had to pick him up and carry him at some point, you know, trying to do some of the things along the gorge. And so many times going to there's a bunch of waterfalls along that journey, and I had to pick Buster up and carry him at times, and he was like 16 pounds. So I really honestly have to say that, you know, exploring around the gorge at times and seeing some of the waterfalls, and carrying Buster at 16 pounds, he's probably the one heaviest thing I've ever had to carry. But, you know, we love our animals, and we do what we can for them, and you know, so they come first. Okay, so, well, that is it. And then, I'm going to have to think about and come back on who is going to be 2 people. Hopefully 2 people will agree to do this. So I will be back on who I will tag. So stay tuned for the next clip on that one. Well, I got one person especially on my list. So, and I think I might have 2, but we'll see if they're up for it. All right. So the 2 people I am going to tag is going to be Christine Lowery, also known as Beachcricket, and that's the name of her YouTube channel, and then Kelly Doyle, and that is the name of her channel as well. So they are my 2 tagged people. So look forward to their video when they answer the questions, and I will put a link to their channel in the description box. All right, I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. And then I love you all, and I will see you in the next video.